Good morning, and thank you so much for watching Sunday Kickoff. I am Fidel Barraza. Alongside with me today, Walter Stringer. How you doing?
Okay, got another Sunday full of action-packed football for us.
Yeah, week 6 in the NFL. But first, let's talk about the Thursday night football game. Bucks edge it out the Eagles 20-22, and what I thought was going to be a blowout. And it was in the first half, but Eagles made a game of it at the end, and for whatever reason, they went for two, and they cost a lot of people a lot of money as the Bucks were favored minus 7 points. So.
Hey, listen, I told everybody hours before that game to take the Eagles and the points. Now I know a lot of people were pissed off. They covered by one.
Why are they going for two? Kick
Hey,
the extra point. That way, it's a 7 point game, right? I mean,
yeah, well, they don't about you already know that, Fidel. But I just found it funny that they covered. You look at where Tampa was coming from the game, the fact that they were traveling all the way over to Philadelphia for that game. It was a night game. Philadelphia is pretty much they haven't been a pushover for anybody that's played. So I just saw a close game. A lot of people saw Tampa against Philadelphia. They saw the records and assumed it was going to be a blowout, but I knew better than that. Knew better than that. I should have just took the points too, but I told you and everybody else to take the points. You guys should have just took the points with Philly, man.
I was being greedy, man. So that's what happens. You win some, you lose some. Injury news coming off that game. Richard Sherman, it looks like he has a hamstring injury, and he is going to miss some time, which definitely doesn't help the Bucks out because they got a lot of injuries they're dealing with right now.
Yeah, not at all. Best thing I think for them is the fact that they're having these injuries so early in the first quarter of the season. So by the time I think they're ready for that stretch run, late November, early December, mid December, Tampa should be healthy and they'll be at full strength. They should be able to make that run.
Yeah, Tom looked good.
Tom always looks good.
Leonard Fournette looked good.
And I was wrong. 3 years ago,
And
about 2, 3 years ago, I said it was him in New England. And well, it could have been just him for that particular season, couple seasons, but you got him out of New England. You got him in a better situation, a more open offense, and we're seeing what Tom can still do.
yeah, Cameron Brate was looking good. OJ Howard as well. Fournette, Antonio Brown had a big game. Yeah, it's just just the Bucks have those injuries,
Too
and I
many
think that's
weapons.
what's kind of holding them back.
Too many weapons, and when
Yep,
they have too many ways to beat you.
yep. And then let's talk about Jalen Hurts real quick. So obviously
Mhm.
the Eagles struggled in the first half quite a bit, right? But Jalen wasn't able to make some throws, and I think that's what ended up costing them the game. Or else they would have been able to pull the upset. And they got to run the ball, man. They don't run the football.
Yeah, I think coach is still figuring things out. He's still figuring out his personnel, scheme wise, to still figuring out what they should do and what the balance should consistently be with them. I think they should honestly be a power run team. With the way they're built right now, with the mobility of Jalen Hurts, you've got two solid running backs. I think Kenneth Gainwell can be a complete playmaker within that offense as well as Miles Sanders. So I think they're still trying to figure things out. You know, Devontae Smith, he's coming along pretty well. He's steadily improved with every game, every week. He's shown that he can be a consistent playmaker, I believe, for them. So there's still a few pieces away. They traded a perennial fan favorite and Pro Bowler, one of their greats of all time, and Zach Ertz over a few days ago. So they're still going through a nice, solid transition. But to me, not Tampa, but Philly set up. Philly set up. They've got the pieces in place. They just need to figure out offensively what that identity is going to be.
Yeah, and if the season were to end today, they would actually have 3 picks in the top 10 in next year's NFL draft.
Yep. Prime ability to trade with Detroit if they want to
Yeah,
trade with Detroit and make some moves.
and then as Walt mentioned, Zach Ertz was traded Friday to the Arizona Cardinals. He will not be playing today for them, but he will play next week.
Yeah.
And then, so Walt, let's go over one of the biggest storylines in the league so far. John Gruden, the emails, Bruce Allen. So it came out that emails from all the way back in 2008, where John was making fun of gay people. woman, anything you can think of. He was making a joke out of it, along with Bruce Allen. So he resigned Monday night. Now, Pro Football Talks Mike Florio released a report last night saying the NFL knew about these emails all the way back in June, but for whatever reason, they waited till October to reveal everything. What are your thoughts on this?
Like I said before, are we surprised? Seen similar situations happen in Houston. We've seen similar situations happen with tons of teams around the league where things, when they come out for a reason. I've always said that, whether it's a professional sports team or it's the United States government, whatever, nothing wants it to get leaked. And I just find it amazing that these things go on for long, extended periods of time. And then when they break, all hell breaks loose. And then we always, as the public, find out later on that, oh, well, this happened a year ago. Or this happened 2 years ago. Or this happened 10 years ago. And I understand that everyone's saying, well, they were private emails. No, they were not private emails. They were
Especially not on a corporate email.
Exactly. None of us can go to work and use our company email and send that type of crap to anyone and walk away with our job. So it's kind of idiotic to say it's a personal email when it obviously wasn't a personal email.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I find odd is, so there was 650,000 emails, right, that they found. And for whatever reason, John Gruden was the only current NFL coach or a member of the NFL that was caught saying these things. I don't think that's true. I think they're hiding things out, and I think Dan Snyder is the main culprit here.
So you think the NFL pretty much is being held over a barrel by Snyder?
Yeah, because I think Snyder knows more than anybody else, and that would put the league in a bad position. So let's see, we got Lamar Wallace chiming in. Gruden's just the guy to fall on the sword. NFL won't reveal others to take a fall for a reason. Exactly, because I mean, to me, there's more powerful people in the NFL that have said things, have done worse things than what John did. Not saying that what John did wasn't really bad, because it was horrible, and he was going to get fired anyways. But here's the thing, too. So also in the report saying that Mark Davis might sue the NFL due to the fact that they knew about this stuff back in June, and they waited till October to kind of, bring it out.
Can he?
I think he can. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but
yeah,
he might have a case. And then
I think it's just image-wise. This is bad. Considering what happened in the NBA with Donald Sterling a few years ago, and accusations from players around the league about things not being completely on the up and up hiring purposes, as far as head coaches and getting those type of positions and office coordinators. It would be a very, very ugly look if the rest of those emails came out. They won't come out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we know they won't come out. They can't come out. So this will get put out pretty quickly, I think, over the past next couple weeks.
Yeah, and special teams coach Rich Versace will take over as an interim head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders, and we'll see how they respond today against the Denver Broncos.
What do you think about this?
Man, there's just the Raiders can never have anything nice. That's the way I feel about
it. Like you guys were on your way to having that season, and then someone just, as soon as you guys got ready to sit down.
Yeah. Crazy. We'll see how they do. I think they're going to respond good against Denver, and I expect them to win this game today. Lamar Wallace, NFL won't reveal those emails because they want to avoid a Donald Sterling situation.
Exactly. And then you know, the Kaepernick situation about accusations about the league being racist. Can't do it.
Yeah. And also a report came out that the NFL wants, this isn't a secret, they want Mark Davis out as the owner of the Raiders, and they've been trying to do this now for a while. So interesting things going on in Las Vegas, that's for sure. All right, let's move along. Biggest storyline for week 6. Well, what you got?
Well, let me see. What did I have? Biggest storyline. We are looking at. So I'm going to go game pretty much looking at right now, Baltimore and the Ravens. Not Baltimore and the Ravens. The Ravens and the Chargers. Chargers have a chance today with the win over the Ravens to go one up on pretty much the Browns, the Ravens, the Raiders. That Raider win isn't looking as great anymore, but you look at a chance to go one up on the Ravens, the Browns, and then you look at the Chiefs in their own division. Win today will pretty much put the Browns and the Ravens in a situation where they're forced to win that division, the AFC North, and finish with a better record than the Chargers. They'll be pretty much be chasing the Chargers the rest of the season.
Yeah, my biggest storyline going into week 6 is the Arizona Cardinals coaching staff being starting with head coach Cliff Kingsbury. He's going to be out due to COVID. And also the assistant coach, and I believe defensive coordinator Vance Joseph will take over head coaching duties in today's game against the Browns, which is not going to be an easy game for them, but it does make it easier. Nick Chubb is going to be out with an ankle injury as well.
So premier pass Chandler Jones will also be out. So it's going to be an odd game for the Cardinals. They're going up to Cleveland. Another one of those West Coast games, making that East Coast swing, and pull it off.
All right, we got Lamar Wallace chiming in. Ravens versus Chargers is going to be a nice game. Herbert is balling. So is Lamar. Can we drop the Lamar can't throw narrative? Can we, Walt? Can we throw that out?
I think when things begin to get reckless and plays begin to break down, that's when he's at his best. Now, the question can still be fairly raised, how good is he strictly from the pocket? But I think he has proven plenty of times this season that he has improved from the pocket. So can people fan those flames down? Sure, let's fan them down a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's all about the results. He's putting up the numbers and he's giving them the wins also, because without Lamar, you look at the injuries Baltimore suffered this season, you look at the injuries they suffered to the running back group, they would no way in hell be where they're at if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson.
And Lamar had to throw the ball last week because they were trailing the Colts, which was shocking a lot of people. I mean, if you're Indianapolis, that was a heartbreaking way to lose the game. They dropped to 1-4 or 1-5, I believe, actually, and they have a huge game today against the Texans.
Oh yeah. Huge disappointment. They haven't been able to get what they wanted out of Carson Wentz, although played this past week against Baltimore, had his best game, I think, in the last couple years, honestly, going back to his Philly days. Just don't can run the ball well with Jonathan Taylor. They can throw the ball pretty well every now and then with Wentz. But, defensively, they're still not stopping the run well enough or stopping the pass well enough consistently. So the good thing for them is they play in the AFC South. So they still have a chance, to – everything comes down to that Buffalo matchup, I think, Monday for Tennessee.
Big game on Monday night.
Huge game.
Yep. All right, best matchup in week 6.
Yep. And I'm going to stick with that Buffalo-Tennessee game. Buffalo's favorite, -3.5 in that game. I think both teams playing bad divisions right now. Buffalo is in a situation where they're up, 2 games on New England with a chance to pretty much wrap up the division. You look at Tennessee. If Tennessee can win that game Monday night against Buffalo, they're in a situation where they pretty much all but wrap up that AFC South. Outside of Tennessee, the other 3 teams in that division have a combined, 2 wins? Yeah, because Jacksonville's winless. So Tennessee needs to go out and take care of business, beat Buffalo, prove that you are about it a little bit, because I don't think they completely are. Tennessee has those matchups where they're just not going to beat certain teams, I think, with the way they play football, with their style of football. But go out Monday night, at home, primetime, take care of Buffalo, and wrap up that AFC South.
Which division is worse, AFC South or NFC East?
AFC South, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I think you look at teams like Washington in the East. Washington is just struggling a little bit. I think the major issue for them is they're a prime example of a team that, even though they have struggles on defense, they still don't have the guy under center. I think Washington would look a lot better if they had their guy under center, and they currently don't.
I mean, speaking of struggling, let's talk about the Chiefs for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I think they kind of overcompensated for what happened in the Super Bowl, honestly. And I understand you can't have your $200 million quarterback, elite guy out there getting beat up like that, let alone in the Super Bowl. So you go out there, you fix the offensive line. They spent a lot of money on that offensive line in free agency. They traded for offensive linemen and Orlando Brown Jr. They drafted a couple offensive linemen. Issue with the guys they drafted, Creed Humphrey has turned out to be the highest graded offensive rookie in football through Pro Football Focus. So he's turned out to be an excellent find for them. But they pretty much ignored the defense. And that defense has been atrocious. And I understand Chris Jones has been in and out the lineup, but you have to be able to make up for that in other areas. Tyrann Mathieu has been solid. But the rest of that defense, Nick Sorensen has been bad on the back end. Linebacker-wise, they've been bad. They haven't been able to really get enough pressure on the quarterback also. So the idea that they can just fix everything by potentially trading for a Marlon Mack or whatever and just get more offense, that's not the problem. The problem is teams are getting up on them now. And now it's getting to a point where they've got to overcompensate and they've got to have a pass-eccentric offense consistently. And I think that's been a big problem for the Chiefs this season. I think that's a huge reason why they look so inconsistent offensively.
Yeah, and Clyde is going to be out for a while, I believe.
Yeah.
So they got some issues, man. They got to figure out the running back situation, which has kind of been non-existent. Do you think this might be a Super Bowl hangover situation for the Chiefs?
No, not at all. I think the Chiefs are just in a situation where they get everybody's best punch every single week. Nobody has really played a bad game against the Chiefs, honestly.
And they play the Washington football team today. I expect a bounce back game for the Chiefs and a big game for Pat Mahomes. Woo, my Chiefs are struggling. It's a struggle from coaching all the way down. Don't get me started on the defense. You're right, Walt. The league has adjusted to KC, and the Chiefs haven't adjusted on both sides of the ball.
Well, I will say this though, Lamar, about you guys. You guys have like the Steph Curry effect. Like you guys have that ability to, regardless of who you're playing, you can get that 21, that 28 point, 24 point quarter. And when you have that ace in your back pocket, you always have a chance to beat anybody on any given Sunday. I think the big problem with them offensively is the fact that they get nothing consistently out of the number two guy, wide receiver wise. I mean, I understand technically Travis Kelce is the number two guy, or you can say on any given Sunday, scheme wise, matchup wise, it could be Tyreek Hill, the number two guy. But McCole Hardman and Robinson, those guys aren't it. They had the opportunity to go out and get a solid possession guy, somebody that it's too much home run ball with them, quite frankly. They play too much home run football. They're not putting together enough drives. When Kansas City decides to game plan and Andy Reid puts those plays together and Bieniemy puts those plays together and they get those 11, 12, 13 play drives, Chiefs are unstoppable.
What's your best matchup this week?
Best matchup. Well, let me see. There's a lot of them, but let me see.
While you're thinking real quick, Lamar chiming back in. You're right, Walt. The big problem is that Mahomes and the offense have to put up 40 because the defense is giving up 35 automatically.
Oh, definitely. I think the Chiefs they have to completely overcompensate the game, and when you go into Chiefs have enough pressure on them, I think, as it is, having that target on their back every single Sunday, every month. If you can't get consistency somewhere on defense, everybody can't handle every amount of pressure. Even the Chiefs, even Andy Reid. As experienced as Andy Reid is, you got to relieve some of that pressure bust pipes. And you can't have every single week we go out, we have to score 30. Historically, that when you score 30 or more against Patrick Mahomes, you can. And the problem is teams just can't seem to crack 30, but teams are cracking 30 now and beating them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big. They got issues, and then I saw even that the fans started a GoFundMe account to pay Sorensen's contract so they can cut him because he's been struggling, man.
Well, Crosby is So, how many season Crosby's good for one of those type of games? Well, he just misses everything, but he'll mess around and get the in that same game.
Yep. All right. What was your best matchup again this week?
Of course, it got to be Ravens and Chargers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same game.
Yeah,
big game for both
Ravens
teams.
and Chargers. Yeah, I think it's huge for Lamar because people see, can you bounce back after that huge win? Was it just a fluke? Falling behind to these teams the way you fall behind to them, the way he fell behind to the Colts like that. People felt that he should have beaten the Colts outright easy. Every game doesn't go that way in football. You understand that. I understand that. Everyone around us understands. I think when it comes down to it, can Lamar pull this game off? Because I think the Chargers are for real. Chargers are real.
Yeah,
the Chargers
and
had
Baltimore
no business losing that Dallas game either.
Yeah, and Baltimore's favored by 2.5 points.
Yeah,
they're at home, so I mean, I think the Chargers are going to win this game. And I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed by head coach Brandon Staley and the way he's done the game plans. The Chargers have been in situations this year how they've been in the past. When they have a lead, they lose it. Slow starts in the beginning of the year, and we see none of that right now with this Chargers team.
Yeah, I think overall, to run the football, not doing it all that well. You know, over the next couple of years, they get the backs in place, they get the rest of the offensive line in place for Herbert. They'll be able to play the brand of football I think Brandon Staley truly wants to play, coming from where the Rams are coming from. I think he's done getting it together and allowing Herbert to still be who he is and not Herbert into what he wanted his offense to be, and like a bona fide MVP candidate, man. I told everybody, I'm gonna keep telling everybody, he was my guy during the draft, and he's still my guy after the draft. He's super talented, man.
Lamar chiming back in. What a difference a healthy Derwin James makes on that Chargers defense. Yeah, he's making a huge impact.
Yeah, him and Bosa.
Yeah, and Eckler too. I mean, Eckler was hurt he was banged up last year, but he's having a great year. And you can see the defense. Yeah, Mike Williams. He is questionable today with the knee injury, so hopefully he plays for the Chargers. But this team, I'm just very impressed by them.
You have to.
Yeah.
Herbert, like I said, you look at the situation where he walked into last season. He walked into it as the starter. He beat the Chiefs in his first season. He managed to win some games. There was some down the stretch if it wasn't for some coaching issues, some game mismanagement issues. But Herbert looks tremendous. You get rid of his head coach. You bring in a brand new head coach, first-time head coach. Justin hasn't missed a step. He's doing what the special ones do, which is I'm going to succeed and play well at a high level, regardless of whether I have a running game, regardless of whether my receivers are in and out, regardless of who you switch in and out of quarterback. The special ones, at coach, the special guys, the special quarterbacks, they still win games. That's guys and good guys.
Yeah, and that's my best matchup too, a week 6, Chargers Ravens. I think the Chargers are going to go in there and they're going to get this win.
I got the Ravens, and I'll take them to cover.
Okay.
I always throw the points in there. Got to throw the.
And then for everyone out there that is watching after the show, we will go on Instagram Live and we'll run through all the games and we'll give you the spreads and who we are picking to win today as well. Bold prediction. Well, what's your bold prediction for today?
Prediction for today. Ooh. It's a lot of close games today. But why not? I'm going to say Washington takes down the Chiefs today. I like what I saw of the Washington's front four last week. I think they're get together. I'm not sure if the Chiefs will be completely ready for what they're going to see in Washington today.
Oh, I don't see the Chiefs losing back-to-back games. Has that ever happened under Andy Reid?
I'm sure it has. Under Reid, period. Even going back to Alex Smith. I'm sure
no, as the head coach of the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it has. I can't tell you off rip, but I'm pretty sure they have. Yeah, that's for me. Or you know what? I can't call it now because the game started so early in London. But I did.
Oh yeah, I forgot we got some action in London right now.
Yeah, the Jags are up 17-13 currently on the Dolphins in the
And,
third.
and you know what? I was looking at this game and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to touch it because I think the Jags might win this one.
Yeah, both Dolphin corners are out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And 2 was in, right? And 2 is back in.
Yeah, it's funny. Trevor could get his first career win, not on American soil though.
Let's see. Lamar Wallace happened this year. Ravens Chargers. You're correct. And of course, you're a Chiefs fan, so you would know. So thank you for letting us know. All right, bold prediction. My bold prediction, and I know I'm going to sound like a homer, but it's all right. I'm going to go and do it anyways. Raiders beat Denver at Mile High with all the controversy this week with John Gruden being done. I think we're going to have a strong game today against the Broncos, and they'll get the win at Mile High.
If that happens, Teddy gets benched.
Maybe. I hope they put Drew Lock in there. I hope.
No, you don't want Drew to get in there and start slinging the football all over.
Oh, come on. How that worked out for him last year.
Drew make things happen out there. Drew don't care.
Yeah. All right. What's your lock to win, Walt, for today?
Oh, well, lock to win. I'm going to go with so many games there. Many injuries going on in New York right now with those Giants. That team is a mess right now. That organization is a mess. So I'm going to take the Rams as the lock over the Giants.
You know, this is funny, Lamar, because there's been memes circling all the way around Facebook and Instagram of Urban Meyer being on the phone. Hey, I know the video is bad, but have you seen John Gruden's emails? So that's funny.
Hey, man, I don't put anything past it.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of billionaires all trying to protect themselves now. So,
yep. All right, my lock to win: Kansas City over Washington football team. I can't see this team losing this. No, I can't.
But you can see the Rams losing at the Giants.
Oh man, that was too easy though, man. Too easy.
But you want to get man.
They're 10.5 point favorites, right, over the Giants.
10
last time I checked, at least.
Yeah, last I checked, it was 10.5. Well, it was yesterday. It was 10.5. This morning, I think it was 9.
Oh, all right. We got some movement on the lines. All right. Well, any final thoughts before we end today's stream on Facebook?
Yes. Pray for my Detroit Lions. Hopefully, we can get the win over the Bengals today.
I'm surprised how that line was so close.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Vegas recognizes how tough this Lions team plays. They recognize also that's a young Cincinnati Bengals team. Anything can happen on the road. So
I got the Bengals.
I think it's right where it should be.
I see more heartbreak in your future, Walt, and your Detroit Lions after today.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. If that's the case, I see heartbreak for the Raiders. The Raiders get crushed today. There's no way Denver drops a game to the Raiders today.
If they were to lose, I mean, would I be surprised? No. But
I would be surprised if Detroit lost today.
So you're taking Detroit?
No, if I'm talking money.
If you're a betting man, where are you putting your money at?
I'm taking the Lions to cover that 3 points.
All right, but they lose.
Yeah.
All right. That works. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to end Sunday kickoff for today. Make sure you guys hop on to IG. We're going to go on there. We're going to go through the games and the spreads. Thank you, everyone out there, for watching. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your family. Stay safe. And we'll talk to you guys next Sunday. Have a good one.